Hi, it's Sonia here of The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is going to be another miscellaneous Monday video. I'm continuing with my food challenge that I've been doing to see if I can really pare down my grocery bill and really just do better with buying food and trying to waste less food this year. That's kind of my New Year's resolution. I don't really get too much into New Year's resolutions, but this year, after I did a huge clean out of my pantry and was like, I just saw so much waste, all this food that I had to throw out because it went bad, and just years of using my husband's passing as an excuse to just be wasteful. So I'm really trying to be better. So I thought I would actually do a New Year's resolution to try to make better choices when I shop and to see if I can actually buy groceries for $35 a week. And I'm just talking about food because I know like you need to buy toilet paper or laundry soap or dish soap or whatever. And so I'm not including that in my totals. And I just think it's going to be a good resource for me to really see, how much is food costing? What am I eating? What am I not eating? What works, what doesn't work. So I've always tried to be careful when I shop, but I was getting a little bit lax. Like when my husband was alive and our kids were younger, like we had to be really careful. But since he passed, I've just, like I said, kind of used it as an excuse to just be like, whatever. And just because I feel like whatever doesn't mean that I should be behaving that way. So this is another update. I did a video last week and I was under budget of $35. So we'll see if I will be under budget this week. So for this week, my menu that I decided on was, and I'm just going to be looking down because I do have my notes here. So for this week, I'm deciding on scalloped potatoes, like casserole, which is another family favorite. I actually started making it after my husband passed because potatoes are not very good for type 2 diabetics, but we love potatoes, and I found this recipe on YouTube, so I will post a link for it because it's really good, and you can definitely customize it to suit the size of your family. I'm sure we'll eat all of it. Even my son likes it. And like I said, he doesn't like much of anything. He's very fussy like his dad was, but he likes this. So I was looking at my list and let's see, I'm going to need, I have some potatoes, but I'm going to need more because there's another meal that I want to use potatoes, and we do really like potatoes. So I'm going to need to get some more potatoes, and I do need to get some cheese. So that will be on my list. And I did already go grocery shopping, so I was just kind of sharing my list. So I need to get the cheese for that. And it also, you don't have to make it with ham, but to kind of make it, to get that protein in there. I mean, there's cheese that has protein and there's some milk, but some people really like their meat in there. So to really make it a complete meal, I like to add some chopped up ham. So if you have leftover ham, like if you made a ham meal, or if you have some in the freezer, or if you have like ham steaks. So what I often do, if buying an actual, ham is too much, I will just get lunch meat ham, and I can get that at the discount grocery store fairly cheaply. So I'm going to get some of that. And like I said, I need some more cheese, and I'll need some milk because it does require some milk. And then another thing that we will have this week is shepherd's pie. Again, that's another favorite. My son actually really likes shepherd's pie. And then the cheese that I'm getting for the scalloped potatoes, I'll have leftover for the shepherd's pie, and I'll have potatoes for that. And I'll have to get some more ground beef. And I do have the tomato sauce that you need for that. I have the, was it Worcestershire? I can't say that word. You know that sauce. I have that. So yeah, I think that's all I need for that. And another thing that we're gonna have is a chili that I make. And I haven't made this in a while. My kids were like, oh, you haven't made chili. I like to make it This was I used to make this for my husband a lot because it was very diabetic friendly, and just uses some broth. It's more like, it's not a white chili, it's kind of like a vegetarian chili, but I have added chicken, turkey to it. It uses veggie broth. It's not like the red chili. Whatever beans I have on hand, some uh, little chilies that the little can, and then I add some peppers to it, whatever peppers you would like, and I make that, and it's actually really a tasty chili. I do have some leftover turkey, so I will probably throw some turkey in there. So we're going to have that. So the only thing I need to get for that is the little chilies, because I usually had a whole bunch of those in stock, and I haven't bought it in a while. And then I looked at my pantry, and I don't have them, so I do have to get those. And I will need to get a pepper, because I'm just making it basically for 2 or 3 people, so I'm just going to make a smaller batch. In the past, I would, buy like 3 or 4 peppers and put them in, but again, it's just going to be for maybe 1 or 2 people, maybe 3, so 1 pepper's plenty. And we'll have that. And for another dinner is going to be roasted chicken and potatoes. I do have some chicken on there, and since I'm buying potatoes, I like to roast potatoes, so I will have those. And that's going to be pretty much it, because I actually am going to dinner at somebody's house this week, so I won't need to make dinner that night, which is really nice. So that will help. And there should be enough leftovers with the scalloped potatoes and the shepherd's pie for at least 2 nights of leftovers. And the roast chicken probably will be all gone. And there might be some leftover chili as well. And then I know I'll be alone some nights this week, so I will just have an egg, like a fried egg for dinner, or hard-boiled egg, or something like that, just something easy for myself. Like I said, I'm pretty simple with dinners. If it's just me, I really don't need a fancy, elaborate dinner. Like, those are really nice, and sometimes I like to make that, but usually I kind of make a more elaborate dinner for my kids, if I'm having company. If it's just me, I'm like, an egg is fine and a veggie. So for breakfast, again, cereal, possibly a smoothie if I feel like making one. If I can get almond milk super cheap, which it hasn't been. And our discount grocery store doesn't have it either. Usually they'll have some, but they just haven't had it in a while. So I guess there's a shortage of almond milk. And maybe I'll make an egg for breakfast, but again, I just might have cereal all week, which is fine. And like my kids, we're not big breakfast people in our house. So like my son, he likes to buy like those breakfast drinks. So he often just has that. And my other daughter that still lives at home, she also doesn't like much for breakfast. She'll have like either some toast or cereal, a bagel. Like, she'll often get bagels for herself. And, that's all she has. Like, as we say, our stomach isn't awake yet in the morning. Like, I feel like I don't feel real hungry until afternoon. Like, when it's noontime, then I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm ready to really eat. But I do need to eat something in the morning. I can't go without eating nothing, or I get like, my blood sugar crashes. I think I have that condition, like, slightly, where the blood sugar gets too low, which is kind of funny because my husband was the opposite with the high blood sugar. But even when I was really young, I could never go for hours and hours without eating. I would get really severely lightheaded and shaky. And so I do need to have something in the morning. And my kids are kind of the same way. But yeah, eating like a huge breakfast, like if somebody invites me out for like breakfast, I a lot of times don't really want to go because I'm not that hungry. And it's kind of like, especially if they're treating, it's like a waste of money. I feel like, I'm just not a breakfast kind of gal. Now, if they have like a brunch where it's, like 11:30, then I'm like, yeah, I'll go to that. But, an early breakfast, like at 7 a.m., I'm not your girl. Like, my stomach is like, no, we can't do all that food that early in the morning. And then for lunch is just probably going to be salad, maybe a sandwich if I have bread. I wasn't really planning on buying bread this week, so if I don't have any bread in the freezer, then we won't be having a sandwich. You know, maybe I'll make hard-boiled eggs, something like that. I've had that for lunch, but I'm happy with just having salad for lunch every day. Like, I know that might sound weird to somebody, but I've loved salad since I was a little girl. I was really blessed to grow up on a farm, and we always had fresh veggies. My dad would grow his own lettuce. You know, we would have that for dinner. Like, my mom would get a big bowl and just throw in all the lettuce and whatever like other fresh vegetables we had in there, and maybe little bits of chicken or whatever. It had some dressing, and we loved croutons. I don't usually buy croutons. I should make croutons because, you know, that's like a non-food, but it's good. But we always had croutons in the house. I guess my mom really was into croutons. So we would have croutons, and that was dinner, and it was great. We loved it. And then I also will get some snacks. Like I said, whatever snacks I can find that are a good deal. I do like pretzels. I love Cheez-Its. If they don't always have those. If they don't have them, I'll just do without. And I do like this certain brand of pretzels that are really good. And also, one of my viewers suggested making butter, and I have made butter in the past, and we are getting low on butter. And as everybody knows, butter and eggs are like so expensive right now. So I was like, you know what? I need to make my own butter again. And we are blessed to have a local dairy near us that cream is a little bit cheaper. I mean, it's not like super cheap, but it's cheaper than if you would buy cream at the regular grocery store. And I don't think I've ever seen cream at our discount grocery store. I don't think I have. I know Aldi has had it in the past, but it's not much cheaper at Aldi. And it's the cheapest place is getting it from the local dairy. So I'm going to pick some of that up and make some butter. And then that will give me buttermilk as well. And then I'll use the buttermilk when I make shepherd's pie because you have the mashed potatoes on top. And buttermilk is fantastic for mashed potatoes. So I'm going to do that. And then we'll have nice fresh butter. And I think that's about it. So I will show you how I did with my shopping. So, how did I do at the grocery store? Was I able to stay on budget? And I think I forgot to mention that I needed to get more milk. And I've been trying to buy the half gallons of milk because sometimes when we buy the full gallon, we don't use it all up. So, I've been doing that. So, I ended up going to 4 different stores because if you're trying to save money with groceries, you usually just can't shop at one store. You just can't. Not in this economy. So my total after going to those 4 places, let me see, I have it written down and I need to find where I wrote it. Okay, so my final total was $39.93. So was not able to stay on budget, but I got pretty close. I went to the local dairy and I did buy the half gallon of milk and the cream, the cream, and that was $4.90. So that wasn't too bad. And then I went to the local grocery store and I got everything on my list that I needed, but they didn't have a lot of snacks that I liked. So I ended up getting 2 bags of pretzels, which when I buy snacks, those are like the priciest snacks there, but I do really like them and I buy them because I eat them all. So I feel like I kind of justify it by I'm not wasting any food because I literally eat the whole bag, not in one sitting, but you know, I really do like them. So they're $2.88 a bag. The snack situation wasn't really good this past week. So, you know, you just, that's how it is at these discount places. Then a win though, I needed to get more salad because again, I eat salad almost every week, and they had arugula, which I really do like arugula a lot. And I usually just get my salad at this local farmer's market that's down the street from me. But the discount grocery store had arugula for 50 cents a bag and it was in date. It looked really fresh. So I got 2 bags, so I was like, $1 for salad. You can't beat that. So I got that and decided to not go get stuff at the discount grocery store or the farmer's market. So I needed to get a bit of cheese. So I got some Colby Jack cheese, some cheddar cheese, and they did have cheese sticks. My kids like cheese sticks for snacks, and they had 10 cheese sticks for $1.50. So that was kind of like my bonus thing where I did go over budget a little bit. So, but 10 cheese sticks for $1.50, like, you can't go wrong with that. Oh, and then another snack type item is they had little pints of ice cream for 99 cents. So I got 2 of them because my one daughter really loves ice cream, and so that was like a treat thing. It wasn't on the list, but 99 cents, and it was a good brand. So I was like, all right, and it was in date. So I got 2 pints for 99 cents. So again, that kind of put me over the budget. And then I was able to get the lunch meat ham. That wasn't too bad. It was under $3. So that was good. And what else did I get there? They did have cauliflower. Like I said, I didn't really need to go to, I did have to go to the farmer's market to get a pepper but other than that, it was kind of funny. Usually I get a bunch of stuff there, and I got a pepper, and they were probably like, she okay? But that's all right. So yeah, I was able to get cauliflower and baby carrots at the local discount grocery store. They were a better deal than the farmer's market, and they looked good. Like sometimes I don't like to buy produce at the local grocery store because it doesn't look that fresh. It looks a little, but and our local farmers market, we're supporting a local family, but this was a really good deal. It was too good to pass up. So I was like, I saved myself like $2 buying it at the local grocery store than going to the farmer's market, which somebody would be like, it's $2, but hey, every penny counts. I was able to get my little can of chilies, which I need for my chili, which was 50 cents. And they had a bag of potatoes for $1.39, which was a really great deal. So I was able to get the potatoes. And I think that was everything at the discount grocery store. So, a couple little extras here and there that kind of pushed me over my budget, but still not too bad. And then I went to grocery outlet and just got ground beef there because their ground beef is pretty good. It might be organic, maybe, where we are. It was $4.99. I just needed like 1 little pound of it, so to make the shepherd's pie. And then I needed to go to, I think I said I went to 5 places. I said 4, but I went to 5 because I went to discount grocery store, the local dairy, grocery outlet, and the 4th one was going to be the regular grocery store because my son, he was sucking down that little half gallon of milk, so I had to go get a full gallon because I was like, well, I'm going to need it to make the scallop potatoes because you make like a sauce and you need milk with that, and shepherd's pie. And he was like, I'm going to be drinking like these breakfast drinks and I'm going to need milk. So I had to go to the regular grocery store to get a full gallon of milk, so I don't think it's going to go to waste. And so that was 4th store. And then the 5th store was the local farmer's market where I got 1 pepper. But yeah, so I spent $39. And what was the total again? Let me look at my little paper. Yeah, so $39.93. So that's not terrible. And it's all food that I know we're going to eat. So, and I did get a couple little extras. So I guess if I hadn't gotten the ice cream, the extra bag of pretzels, maybe that would have dropped me down a little bit closer to my $35. But again, this is to see if it can be done, and to really, it has already helped me. Like when I'm at the store, I am definitely really thinking about my purchases more. So I think that's good because it is easy when you go to these discount stores to be like, oh, such a good deal. Oh, such a good deal. Like my husband loved that store and he would bring home stuff because he'd be like, oh, it was only 50 cents. And I'm like, but we don't like it, or we kind of like it, but he would get so much of it that you got tired of it. So, it's kind of really forcing me to be like, am I really going to eat all of this? Or am I just going to kind of like it and wish I hadn't bought it? So, yeah, it's definitely forced me to be more thoughtful with my purchases. Hi, so I usually like to end these videos with what I made for the week for as far as food, but there's nothing too exciting because all of my plans that I had that I talked about earlier in this video kind of all went by the wayside, and please excuse my appearance. I look pretty rough because we were shoveling today because we got about 4 to 6 inches of snow outside, so we just had to take care of that. But I just thought I'd do a quick recap of what we did have for food. So I had planned on making scalloped potato meal. It's like a casserole, which I did do, and it turned out really good. So yeah, I did make that, and I thought I was going to have a whole bunch of people there. Well, not a whole bunch, but at least all my kids. So there would have been 4 of us to eat it, but it only ended up being 2 of us because somebody had a party to go to, and then somebody went out to dinner with their girlfriends. So it just, that dinner plan kind of went by the wayside, which, happens. I'm kind of like halfway through being empty nester. So, like I said, it can range between 1 to 3 people, but sometimes it's 4. But anyway, so that ended up feeding us for 3 days because there was only 2 of us to eat it. And then the one day, I think it was just me. So I had some for dinner, and I did end up making butter like I talked about. So I did do that. And I actually used the butter to help make the scalloped potato casserole. So that was really good. And then we ate it throughout the week. Like, the kids like to have toast a lot for breakfast or bagels. And so they used up the butter for that. So that's pretty much gone. So I guess I'll need to make some more butter. But yeah, and so yeah, we had the scalloped potatoes for 3 nights. And then I ended up going to a holiday party. I have a friend who usually has one before Christmas, but she got super busy with family stuff and just wasn't able to have it. So I thought she wasn't going to do it this year, but she decided she really wanted to. And so she had it in January, which was super fun. So that was actually during the week. And so I had dinner at her house at the party. And then she gave me some leftover food. So I had her leftovers for 2 nights. So I didn't have to cook, which was great. So that that was 5 nights. And then the other 2 nights, I was by myself. Like, my kids got their own food a lot this week. So I thought, I'm not going to be making a bunch of food if they are buying their own food. I ended up, I think one night, I had some leftover chicken. So I had a chicken sandwich for dinner because I had leftover bread. And then another night, I just had some salad. And, that was pretty much it for the week as far as dinners go. So sorry I don't really have many pictures to show you. I didn't take pictures of the scalloped potato casserole. I should have, because it was really good. But I will post the link to that recipe. And as for lunch and breakfast, like I said, I just have cereal almost every day. Occasionally I make an egg, or I'll make a smoothie, which it was pretty much cereal. And then lunch, I have a salad just about every day, and that's what I had this week. I'm not super into cooking, but I mean, I always say I can cook okay. Like, I'm not really into fancy cooking. I don't like cooking things with a lot of ingredients. Like, if I see something that has like a laundry list of ingredients, I'm just like, no, that's not for me. But I just kind of like basic good food pretty much. And so that's sort of what we make. And yeah, and sometimes my daughter will make food. She took a cooking class this year with school, and it was amazing. She made some great stuff. Like, she made tiramisu this week. Oh my goodness, that was so delicious. She shared some with me. And that was the other thing. She had made some food in her cooking class and brought it home, but it was just enough for her. So she had that for dinner. So like I said, I wasn't just going to make a meal for myself. I mean, I guess I should, since I am heading into empty nesting. I should be like figuring out, okay, I just need to make, food for me. But it's kind of hard, old habits die hard, because I'm just like used to cooking for at least 5 people. And then, that all shut down when my husband passed, and now, you know, I've got one that's moved out, and the others are kind of here, there, and everywhere. So it's definitely an adjustment. But yeah, that was the food that we had this week. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!